Before we get to agenda item number 2, the consent agenda, I know everybody knows, but we are sad that Jason has chosen to move to a place that he will no longer be able to serve on the hospital board. We're very appreciative that Connor has decided to join the hospital board, but wanted to take this time first to, number one, thank Jason for his years of service, his leadership. And also, I'm excited that he's here today just because he's still got a lot of knowledge, has been working on the meetings all the way up until the end. He might be able to answer some questions for us in the future. So, on behalf of the board, the hospital, and everybody, thank you so much. We have a little gift for you. And I'm going to actually let you open it, and then we'd like for you to read. You'll see what it is first, and then. I don't want to read for everybody what
it says.
Yeah, put your glasses back on.
Well, actually, I need them off.
Okay.
With our deepest appreciation, we hereby honor Jason Gassford with the award and recognition for your 18 years of visionary guidance, exceptional leadership, and unconditional commitment to serving as a member and chairman of the Alva Hospital Authority.
So thank you again so much for your service. Appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jason.
And again, I've asked him to stay just because any other questions on finance meeting, he was, at the last finance meeting as well. So we'll move on to item number 2, the consent agenda. All the following items which concern reports and items of routine nature normally approved by HA meetings will be approved by one vote, unless any trustee desire to have a separate vote on any or all of the items. The consent agenda consists of discussions, consideration, and action on the following items. A, the minutes of the special trustee meeting November 27th, 2023. B, minutes of the special trustee meeting December 27th, 2023. C, the finance committee meeting minutes for December 15th, 2023. D, the finance committee minutes January 22nd, 2024. And E, the check report November 9th, 2023 through January 8th, 2024. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move that we approve the consent agenda items A through E.
Second.
I have a motion by Dr. Brown, a second by Dr. Simon, to approve the consent agenda items A through E. Any discussion, questions? Roll call.
Martin?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Burke?
Yes.
Simon? Yes. Mossberg? Yes. Brown?
Yes.
Hannaford?
Yes. Connor, way to take it. First one, that's a good job.
Yeah. This thing is supposed to say yes or aye. Yeah.
Abstain?
No, crossing my mind.
No, cross my mind.
All right, agenda item 3, the CEO's report. Candace.
All right. Well, last week we did meet with Senior Life Solutions and did our kickoff meeting, so we're excited about that. Senior Life Solutions is, our target date is July of this year, so we are looking forward to working with Jill Thorne, she's the regional director, and Micah Harris is the Senior Life Solutions regional director, to get us our outpatient program up and going. So we are going to do that next door in the HIM space. We'll be remodeling that and getting them set up in there. Ambulatory services, Dr. Addison Roberts, the board-certified surgeon from Tulsa, will onboard February the 19th to begin seeing patients. So we're close to getting him all credentialed and ready to go. Dr. Tupper has been, I think I read, at max capacity for his services here. So his clinics have been fully booked, which is good. We're still working on the sale of the nursing home, hopefully inching closer to that. The installation index, is that right? Has been here for October. This has been a long project, the patients, I'm not even gonna lie, and I know they feel like that too. The patient call light system and boards that give a lot of patient information for the patient to actually see in the room and the caregiving staff. So target date for completion of that project is tentatively February the 9th. So hopefully getting close to wrapping that up. Revenue cycle is moving along and continuing to work through some Meditech programming challenges as to be expected. I think we're getting closer to getting bills out the door in a more timely manner. Jason, would you like to give us an example?
I will. My wife had service up here on the 16th of January, and by the 18th it was at the insurance company, and I've already got my EOB back, and so that was really good. That's well below the benchmark we even have set. So.
Yeah, that's great. So hopefully we'll see more of that. Thank you for giving us that example. Survival flight, the staff will be in our lobby February the 7th from 9 to 3 to answer any questions people might have. There's lots of questions. I think we've all been answering a lot of questions from community members, and they'll be available to answer those questions and sign people up for memberships on February the 7th from 9 to 3 in the lobby. Clinic report, weight loss clinic is up and running, seems to be running smoothly. Mid-levels, just a shout out, I want to give a shout out to Brian and Jennifer and Steve for covering the bulk of the urgent care shifts that are open. They've been doing the majority of that. Gwen and Crystal Elliott continue to cover shifts as well, and we appreciate that. Seems to be going really well. When I checked today, Brian had seen 28 so far by about 4 o'clock in the urgent care. So keeping him hopping over there. There's been a lot of flu, some RSV, some COVID still floating around. So we did get the mammogram machine unit ordered, and tentatively the earliest at this point, unless somebody cancels, the earliest it could be here would be March the 23rd of this year. Carly Dietz is now working and getting her feet wet here, so we're glad to have Carly on board. Covered some of that. Coco got a new chemistry analyzer in today. I saw it sitting in the hallway and they're installing it. They'll have it in the hallway for a period of time doing controls and making sure they have to run. They'll be doing, I forget what they call it, but they'll be running mirror testing the same specimens and making sure that it's reporting out the way that it should be, along with the other machine. She'll do that for a period of time before they permanently install that. Her new lab employee from the Philippines, her name is Rem, and Rem should be arriving February the 11th, so we're excited to welcome her and her family. I think that's just about all I have. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Any questions for Candace? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve and accept the Share Medical Center written report for January 2024?
I move we accept the Share Medical Center written report for January 2024.
Second.
A motion by Dr. Simon, and a second by Mr. Bowman, to approve and accept the Share Medical Center report for January 2024. Any other discussion or questions? Roll call.
Bowman,
Yes.
Burke,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
Mossberg,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Hannaford,
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to agenda item 4, CFO report. Angelica?
Got a couple of monthly financial statements to cover. We got November and December. Maddie, we've got a thick section for finance this month, and so Maddie's got everything tabbed out, so the November financial statements should be that first sticky tab in there for you guys. So we closed cash for November at about $66,000, which represents about 2.7 days of operating expenses. Our hospital accounts receivable increased $448,000 to $4.6 million. Candace referred to this earlier. We've been working through some challenges with our Meditech implementation and working to get our billing out. We have, at the end of December, we were finally able to release billing from July. So I'm sure that you guys have seen some billing. You probably maybe have had community members talk to you about just getting their bills. It took a little while to do programming and get everything around the back and get those bills sent out. So our AR was growing for quite a while, and you can see in December it starts to go down a little bit, and we hope to continue to see that trend going forward. Accounts payable, our accounts payable balance for the end of November was $1.5 million. That is a lot higher than we like it to be, but with billing not going out, our cash flow kind of being stifled, that AP number has grown. We are working to get that paid down as our cash flow starts to increase and move that along. Hospital gross patient revenue for the month of November was $1,976,000, which was an increase of $215,000 over the month of October. We had 57 patient days in November compared to 42 in October, and we had 1,607 office visits in the month of November. Let's see here. Hospital contractuals, we were at 36.4% of gross patient revenue. We didn't write anything off to collections in the month of November, but that did change when we moved into December. Our hospital operating expenses for the month of November were $513,000, which was a decrease of about $45,000 from the previous month. Our hospital salaries, benefits and depreciation, our hospital salaries and wages for November were $523,000. So it was a little bit of an increase over the month of October. We did have a net operating income for the month of November of $186,000, and our hospital net income for November was $292,000. So it's good to see a positive balance in there for the month of November. Do you all have any questions? I don't know if you've had a chance to look at the November financial statements. I'm probably just going to move to December since they encompass November as well, so if you guys need or have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Okay, let's look at December. That's the second tab. So our cash balance for the month of December was $44,000, almost $45,000, which is about 2.0 days of operating expenses. Our AR did drop to $4.5 million, not a huge decrease, but we were able to get, like I said, get those bills sent out from, basically the last 6 months. So we should start seeing that number continue to trend downward. Accounts payable, we closed the month of December at just under $1.5 million. So making a little bit of progress there. Our hospital gross patient revenue for the month of December was just right at $2 million. We've had a couple different reports, and so I think Candace and I saw right at $1.9 million, but the financial statement showed $2 million, which was an increase of about $50,000 over the month of November. We had 67 patient days in December, and we saw 1,617 patients in the month of December, which with the holidays and people being out and on vacation, that is an increase, a slight increase over the last month, but we were extremely, I know the providers felt like they were very busy in the month of December. Hospital operating expenses for the month of December were $445,000, a decrease of $67,000 over the previous month. Our salaries were, for the month of December, were $503,000, which was a decrease of $20,000 over the prior month. that actually says more than what it represents there because we did have 3 payrolls in the month of December. So we also did decrease our overall salary expense as well. We did have a net loss for the month of December, $24,000 net loss for the total month of December. We did get our cost report filed in the month of November, and we have seen the cost report settlement has been received. We received we received $590,000 in the month of January, and then we also got our interim rate adjustment for Medicare, which is about $190,000. We had both of those come in the month of January. So we were able to pay down some of our accounts payable and make some progress on getting those past due accounts settled. What other questions can I answer for you related to financial statements?
Do we know what the difference was in November with the increase in our salaries and wages? Especially since you had that, you had the 3 pay periods and going down in December, which is great.
I do not know the answer to that, but I can look into that. I know, but I'll get that information back to you guys. I didn't.
Staffing or?
I know that was some of it, yes. We did, Candace, when did we cut our urgent care hours? Was that not? That's in August, so I'll look into that.
Well, I just want to say that we're looking over the last 3 years, or the last 3 months, positive. So appreciate all your work on that. Any other questions for Angelica on the financials? Okay, we'll move to item B, discussion action to approve the FY22 audit report. Angelica.
So the audit report is the very front of the CFO section. There's a lot of information there. The Finance Committee met with our auditor last week. Let's see. I have a couple notes in here. If you look at the letter, we did have one finding from our auditor. I didn't mark my pages.
That's your.
What the findings are?
I had it on my other copy, and I apologize.
Oh, like that. 27?
Let's start on 25.
What page are you in?
25.
There we go, thank you. Okay, so, the finding that we had was related to internal controls, which I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it's been on our audit for the last several years. Being that we're a small facility, we don't have a lot of separation of duties, and so we have implemented processes that we think will help in that area, but I don't think, in my opinion, you all can correct me if you feel differently, I didn't feel like you felt was a huge concern, but just something because we do have a small staff, they definitely wanted to point out.
And this is after we included the position of Angelica and Chris still doing his job as well. So we've added one, but again, just not enough in their eyes.
Most small hospitals
Yep.
all have it, just because, again, there's not enough people. It's not like they found something wrong, they just have to report it.
I don't really have, otherwise, did you want to, Jason?
Yeah, they had, one of the other findings, I guess, or was for their adjustments, and it happens to do, if you look back on your financials in regards to bad debt, however, they are the the ones that gave us the percentage we're supposed to use for bad debt. We over-reported bad debt. So then they had to make a correction. If it's over a certain amount of money, then they will report that they had to make corrections in our financials on the audits. That's all that was, and that we were basically saying that there was going to maybe be more bad debt than what they actually did. We actually did a better job of collection than what they thought we would have done from the previous year, and so that's why that entry is made. And again, we followed their percentage, so it's not like they did anything wrong. We just did a better job of collecting, and then it creates a bigger adjustment at the end. And then the other one that's going to be in there at all times for small hospitals is the one that's called going concern. And most small hospitals in Oklahoma, if not just even around the United States, and in these days, it's not just small hospitals are going to have a concern, it's going to have that going concern. If you show a loss upon the year, and especially if you had a loss before, then they're going to put into your audit that it's a going concern. Because we have the sales tax, that helps make up some of that loss, if not all the loss in most of those years. And so because of that, the auditors will sit there and tell you they don't really have that concern, but because we have a loss, they have to put that on there.
And he did also indicate that they'd look at the months that we've gone through in the next year to see what our cash will look like. And summer months are our slow months as well, and so our cash flow wasn't in the spot where they wanted it to be at that time, so that contributes to that as well.
Any other questions from the Finance Committee or Angelica? Hearing none, I would ask for a motion to approve the FY 2022 audit report compiled by Forbes LLP.
I make a motion that we approve the fiscal year 2022 audit report. Second.
A motion by Dr. Brown, I have a second by Mr. Bowman. Any other questions? Roll call.
Burke? Yes.
Simon?
Yes.
Mossberg? Yes. Brown?
Yes.
Hannaford?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Bowman?
Yes.
All right. Agenda item number 5, Medical Staff Executive Committee. Dr. Burke.
All right, so we met in October briefly. Did not have any business that needed to be brought to the board. We met again January the 18th. There's one item of business to be brought to the board, and that's the appointment to courtesy staff of Paige Kruckenberg, PAC Dermatology.
I move to appoint courtesy staff Paige Kruckenberg, PAC Dermatology.
Second.
Okay. Motion by Dr. Simon. I have a second by Mr. Bowman. Any questions? Hearing none. Roll call.
Simon?
Yes.
Mossberg? Yes. Brown?
Yes.
Hannaford?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Bowman?
Yes.
Burke?
Yes.
This is my only question. Where will she be? Where will that be?
Question.
Weston.
Nothing else?
All right, thank you. Agenda item 6, quality quappy. Candace?
Nothing in particular. Did anybody look at the coffee minutes and have any questions? Nothing out of the ordinary, just each department working on their tasks and their QIs. Nothing really stuck out of anything that we need to discuss. Be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Any questions over quappy? Okay, hearing none. Move to agenda item 7, improvement to patient care. First, we'll see if there's any questions on the contract review, quality evaluation.
Okay, I'm not sure why Manuel is showing up red.
That's what I was looking at.
I don't know why. Is it not assigned?
That was
my fault.
Okay.
Tell me would be why we're only
That's
83.3%.
It's not red anymore, is it?
It shouldn't be now.
Okay.
Oh, thanks. Taking care of that.
So all should be 100%
We're all good. It was in the
compliance.
transition from.
Any questions on contract review? Okay, we'll move to item B, discussion and action to approve or disapprove the revisions report dated November 30th, 2023.
Revisions report is related to any policy and procedures that come back on an annual review. We're required to review all of our policy and procedures in our departments on an annual basis. If there have been any changes to any policies, they are listed here in the final review remarks. You'll either see no changes or some additional comments.
Okay, any questions for the revisions report on November 30th? Do I have a motion to approve the revisions report dated November 30th, 2023?
Make a motion to approve the revisions report dated October 30th, 2023.
Thank you, Mr. Bowen. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Dr. Mossberg, thank you. I have a motion by Mr. Bowman, a second by Dr. Mossberg to approve the revisions report dated November 30th, 2023. Roll call?
Mossberg?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Hannaford?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Bowman?
Yes.
Burke?
Yes.
Simon?
Yes.
Okay, motion's approved. We'll go to C, discussion and action to approve or disapprove the revisions report dated December 31st, 2023, which is the second page. Yep, same tab. Any questions for this? Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the revisions report dated December 31st, 2023?
Make a motion that we approve the report dated December 31st, 2023.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. Thank you, Mr. Bowman. Motion by Dr. Brown, second by Mr. Bowman to approve the revisions report dated December 31st, 2023. Roll call?
Brown?
Yes.
Hannaford?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Bowman?
Yes.
Burke?
Yes.
Simon?
Yes.
Mossberg?
Yes.
Okay, on C, we have discussion and action to approve or disapprove the revisions, the following items from 7D to 7P are all routine policies and procedures. They will be approved or disapproved by one vote unless any members desires to have a separate vote on any or all of the following items. You have D, the blue rapid UDS procedure. E is the payer access procedure. F, the registration and insurance verification. G, the claim work queue management. H, abstracting coder desktop work list procedure. I, the abstracting hold reasons procedure. J, the charity care application approval procedure. K, the posting payroll deduction payments procedure. L, unbilled priority account review procedure. M, infection control chemical approval review for 2024. N, the emergency management plan. O, the utility management plan. And P, our new Chair Medical Center weight loss program procedure. Candace, any big things we need to be aware of there if they haven't?
Just routine nature.
Okay. Any questions about any individual 1 through 7D through 7P? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve those following items?
Make a motion that we approve items D through P inclusive.
Second.
I have a motion by Dr. Brown, a second by Dr. Simon, to approve the routine policies and procedures 7D through P. Roll call.
Hannaford?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Bowman?
Yes.
Burke?
Yes.
Simon?
Yes.
Mossberg?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Okay. On number 8, shared convalescent home report.
So for the month of December, we had a census of just under 30, 29.6. For the month of January, we're going to be up about average 2 patient days, or 2 patients per day. So that'll be nice to have a little bit of an increase. We've been under 30 for quite a while, so getting up over 30 is a good deal, and we've been at 31. We started the month at 31, we're going to finish the month at 33, and so census has been a little bit up. We did have increase in paid days in December. We had an increase in skilled nursing days as well at 39, and we'll probably see more of that revenue in the January side of things. It's not really, we don't really see that increase in Medicare in December's revenue, but we're going to see it probably in January. So other than that, I mean, we should see some improvement in our revenue. Quality measures still look pretty good. We didn't trigger any of the pressure ulcers, UTIs, or antipsychotic procedures. So that's good. And then we only had one person with weight loss. And we're tying that with, we had a pretty good outbreak of COVID in November, if you guys remember. And so they couldn't taste. That person just didn't eat for a little while, and so they're back on the menu. Resident satisfaction is good. All of our areas that we measure are above what the national benchmark is, so that's good. Probably the main thing I want to, just bring you guys up to speed is that while we continue to try to make it to where we're going to have a smooth transition when we finally have this transaction with Beatles, we are eliminating one of our contracts that we have had for our remote MDS coordinator, and Beatles is going to be doing our MDS coordinator for us. So they've started that already, and that seems to be going all right. Our contract drops off here on the 31st with Polaris Company. So next month will be, Beatles will be doing all of our MDSs, and I don't have any worries about that. I think it's going to go fine. They do a good job with their own. They'll do a good job with ours. I have been also working with their staffing coordinator so that whenever we have someone get sick or we have otherwise open shifts in the schedule, that they've been able to help us not be as dependent upon contract agency, and so that's been helpful. They have quite a few shifts that they work for us in January, the end of December and then in January, so it's been really beneficial for us to work together on that. And it's allowed them to, because they've been trying to build up their staff to get ready to have a census that's basically double, and so it's been good for them that since they don't have a census that's basically doubled yet, to be able to send some of their staff over to us and still keep them productive and be a little bit more cost effective for them. I'm also working with them to get, we're not quite to the point where we're ready to move yet, but Dana and I are working on a scenario where Dana would come up and go ahead and take the DOM position responsibilities with us. And so like I said, we're working on that. We don't quite have all that worked out yet, but we're working on it, and I think it'll be good. I don't have any hesitation about that either. I think it'll be fine. We did get our employee retention credit stuff filed, and so what did they say, 9 to 12 months?
Yeah.
So 9 to 12 months, we'll see what we get.
But it is filed, because there's a deadline looming.
Yeah, it is filed, and so we'll wait and see on that. It could be pretty significant, so hopefully that all goes through and it works out. So. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Kelly on the convalescent home? I will say I do appreciate his, he's doing a lot of double duty and a lot of different things, so appreciate your hard work on that. Okay, hearing none, homestead report.
Homestead had a little bit of an increase as well. Their total paid nights were up just slightly. As a average per night was up just slightly. They had right at 1,000 nights of rent in the month of December. They did have 4 new contracts signed, and they didn't all, move in right, to have a full month in there, but that was good. They're trucking right along. They're working on, keeping their activity calendar full. They've been really promoting their Meals on Wheels and guest meals, and we've seen an increase, particularly in January. And the Kiwanis Club, I think, is getting ready to start having their meetings out there, so that'll, be good for us. And so, other than that, they had the high school kids out and performed for the residents with the Gold Rush, and completed some renovations on some of the apartments that were needing fixed up. So their financials, they had, for December, the November ones that are in there are for the wrong year. So
It's a throwback.
So just don't worry about that. But in December, they had $53,000 in revenue, which is an increase over November, about the same as October, though. And operating expenses of $54,000, so it's real close, but they didn't quite make a profit in December. Always their payroll kind of skewed that in a way that they would have, if not for that. Year to date, they're at nursing home promotions altogether, didn't they? Okay. Yeah, anyway. But year to date, the homestead has a $13,000 net income, which is not as much as 2023, but I think Tanya's got it going in the right direction with move-ins and whatnot, so I think we'll see that turn around.
Okay, any questions for Kelly regarding the homestead? Kelly, anything on the foundation?
I don't have anything on the foundation.
Okay. Move to agenda item 11, St. Anthony's, I guess nothing. So Greg, we move to city council report.
Okay, other than the routine business, we voted to include Connor Martin to the hospital board. The financials for the city are on track and where they should be. The pool project and the turf project is going very well. And we voted in the capital improvement plan for the city, which, simply speaking, I think is just a savings account for us for items like the ambulance or, where we can save the money ahead instead of being behind the 8 ball. So that's about it.
Any questions for Greg on city council? All right, we will move to item 13. Chairman's report is basically all we have to do is we have to select some new officers that we have to change. So we have to do the chairman, vice chairman, and secretary. So
I nominate Bo Hannaford, chairman of the board. I move.
I have a motion. Dr. Simon, do I have a second?
Second.
That was fast. Was that,
Yes,
was
speed
that
up,
Connor?
Dr. Brown.
Was that Connor?
Yes.
Okay. Motion by Dr. Simon, second by Mr. Martin, to nominate myself as chairman of the board. Roll call.
Martin,
Yes.
Bowman,
Yes.
Burt,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
Mossberg,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Hannaford.
Yes. All right, vice chairman.
I move to nominate Dr. Brown, vice chairman.
Second.
so I appreciate that. But I have a motion by Dr. Simon and a second by Mr. Bowen for Dr. Brown to be the vice chair. Roll call.
Bowman?
Yes.
Burke?
Yes.
Simon?
Yes.
Mossberg? Yes. Brown?
Yes.
Hannaford?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
And finally, do we have a nomination for secretary? I'm pretty sure Ms. Halo would agree to do it again if somebody'd like to make that motion.
I make a motion to nominate Hale Simon as secretary.
Second.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Connor. I have a motion and a second for Halo Simon to continue to be secretary. Any opposition to that? Okay.
Yeah!
Just one.
Burke?
Yes.
Simon?
Yes.
Mossberg? Yes. Brown?
Yes.
Hannaford?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Bowman?
Yes.
Any new business? Appreciate everybody and meeting is adjourned.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
could I have the floor for just a moment?
Yes, you can.
First of all, I just want to say thank you again for putting together a meal tonight and for the gift. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate the opportunity that I had to serve on this board. You know, I took Dr. Dan Shorter's spot on this board. And the words of wisdom that he put upon me whenever I took this position, he says, every decision that you make, he says, I hope that you keep in mind the people that we will serve in this community, the patients, the workforce, and staff. And he said, the other thing I want you to always keep in mind is that every decision that you make will somehow, in some way, make sure that this facility is able to continue to serve in the future for this community. And so I challenge you guys, as this board and for the boards to come, to keep those two questions in mind each time that you make a decision. As I reflect upon time served here, there's many people that sitting here tonight, and I don't want to go and try to remember every single board member over all that period of time.
But you do.
but sure enough, I'll leave somebody out. There are a few that I'd like to mention. When I first got on, Steve Knox and Scott Ware were instrumental in teaching me the ins and outs of this board. We jumped right in as I got on into a building project and going door to door to get people to vote on a sales tax so that we could do the bond issuance. And then through the whole building project and having to not once but twice get that out for bids, and going through that whole project, the switch over from QHR and challenging Kelly and Candace and Jody and Regina to go and look at the different facilities and the different avenues that we maybe would have with other companies, and coming back to us that maybe St. Anthony's was the best marriage to unite with. And then to go get a vote again from the city of Alva to allow us to use the overage on the sales tax so that we could have it for operations. And from the audit that we had today, without that, it would be a going concern for our facility. I think about all the people that work here and 200 and some plus employees, and I think especially during COVID, all the things and sacrifices that these folks had to make, and all the effort and all the hard work, and how much that is appreciated. And I hope that the people of the community understand how much time and effort and sacrifice that the people in the medical profession to make sure that the families of our communities are taken care of and kept healthy. And I want to thank the administration. I think about, there's just been 3 different CEOs in this time. And I truly believe that one of the most important things in keeping this facility is where it is that the people that lead it have to have something special in their heart for this facility. And I think, Candace, you do. And so thank you for your service. And I remember when we were trying to leave QHR, and I didn't know where we were going to go because they are the ones that provided us our CEO and CFO. So in that very moment, whenever we said we're cutting the umbilical cord, we had to have in-house the people to be able to do that. And Denise, at that moment, was still here. And then shortly, her father thought he had a better opportunity for her, and Jody stepped in for a short period of time, and then we had to go find somebody else to step into that role. But we were able to do that again because of the people that we have here and how much they believe in this facility. And so, again, I want to say thank you for the opportunity to serve our community. And my challenge to you guys and the future boards is to always keep those things on your mind about serving our people and making sure that we always have a medical facility available to our communities. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With that being said, we will adjourn.